Yeah, do you see this? We're supposed to be live. Oh. Here's us. This is me. Hey, how's it going? I got my cool sweater, right? Well, I'm doing a report. This is going to be, ooh, that fell. See? This is going to be the mock draft mock. And what's that? Well, that's when you take all the teams and you have them pick who they would pick in their draft order that they have this year, but who would they pick if they could pick from players from the rest of the league? Now, it's not as simple as it sounds. Now, hold on. All right. I do appreciate y'all tuning in this late hour. Sure, I understand there's many podcasts to choose from. So glad that you're choosing the NLB. Well, let's start first. Who got the first pick? As far as I know, the first pick is held by the Chicago Bears. Okay, at the greatest reach, if the Bears needed a quarterback to take from the rest of the league, it would be Mahomes. And that's saying as a guy who's been in the AFC and lost a lot of games to Mahomes. Okay. The second team and the Bears, I think they did something in the offseason to store up, but they definitely would take Patrick Mahomes. You'd be crazy not to. Next, the Commanders. Well, considering the Commanders' history, they need a new quarterback also. My guess is that they would go with Buffalo's Josh Allen because he could make a big impact quickly. Top quarterback. He's gotten to be good leadership skills. He can run, he can throw, he can make plays happen out of nothing, and he doesn't ever give up, no matter what is going on. Plays to the last down. Okay, the next pick on the board. Dun, 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 boo. The New England Patriots. Now, the New England Patriots, I feel, would be interested in a certain quarterback we know as Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar can do a million things. You can build a million kind of defenses against him. Almost none of them work. Lamar made huge maturity progress this year in his decision making and how he handles the rest of the team, what a leader he's become, and how he's being disciplined about waiting for receivers to finish their routes and how not to go run before there's a good chance to pass. Although in that AFC Championship, he missed a few examples where he could have run and decided to pass to no one there. The Arizona Cardinals. Well, this is a guy team would be better if they had him on their team. His name is Myles Garrett. Are you getting me? I want to get a good picture this time. Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns, one of the best defensive players in the league. He'd go to Arizona, fight down there in that desert. Would be a nice place for him. Okay, now we come to the Los Angeles Chargers. Well, let's see. They have some things of what they need. What they also need is offensive line, and Detroit has an O-lineman that was simply spectacular, so spectacular. I may not even have to pronounce his name right. Penai Sewell. That's who they would get, because you need that line. You must build the inside out. Quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, unless there's a spectacular defensive lineman. Those are some cardinal rules. The Giants, whether they're going to go for an edge player, there's a lot of edge position players. And I would say that they would pick Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys as an edge runner to go along with that team. I can't say how he wouldn't hurt. The Tennessee Titans, well, they don't have Derrick Henry, so they're going to draft Christian McCaffrey, the first running back in the draft. The Falcons, another hard team to pick. They need a quarterback, and they need a franchise quarterback, a top quarterback. That gives them Dak Prescott. So far, so good. The Raiders are in need of defense. And, the Raiders' personalities aren't completely gone from the old days. I think they still have some of that division rival stuff in them. So I think that they would pick Chris Jones from Kansas City for defense, interior defensive lineman. The Saints, that's Chris Jones the Raiders would take Chris Jones because Kansas City is a division rival. The Saints, I think, would take tackle Lane Johnson because they had so many needs. He's the best player that's left on the offensive line. They said was one of their biggest needs. Any disagreements in the chat, please write your disagreements and I'll address them here. Okay, the Chicago Bears, now I believe their quarterback situation is that they're going to draft a big quarterback because they unloaded Fields. So I think that they would, if they had this scenario was as such, they would go for a running back. And that would be Chris McCaffrey. Did I already do that? Chris McCaffrey. Did I already say McCaffrey? I mean, I know he's good, but I can't say him twice. Chris McCaffrey. I better write a bit. I don't think I did that. No, Chris McCaffrey. If I find that I wrote him twice, then I will be very embarrassed. But I don't think, Christopher McCaffrey. All right. Let us go now to number 10. The pitiful and sad New York Jets. Now, if there's any Jets out there, Jets fans, I ask you to please get on this podcast and explain to me why the Jets should be taken seriously this year. I'll listen to anything. I just don't think it'll happen, but I'll listen to the argument, and also I will be in faith. I'll listen. I mean, I will really listen to what it would be, because you might have some points I don't know. I was told the Jets would be so great last year. Okay, speaking of, where were we? Chris McCaffrey, TJ Watt I sent to Arizona. I did Bears getting Chris McCaffrey. Okay, that was Bears. The Giants getting Nick Bosa. Edge runner, edge player. Awesome. That's a good pick. Nick Bosa. These would be some vastly superior teams if they could make this draft. Although some teams would be giving up their biggest stars, they get stars in other areas. And it's always been an argument of what are the most important areas. The Vikings, because they won't have a quarterback, I don't think. They dropped, but they'll need somebody who can make plays. And a guy who can make plays in any situation, and especially if he's inside, would be a wide receiver you all may have heard of by the name of Tyreek Hill. And I think that would be like a track meet. And he's already the fastest. So actually, did I say Vikings? What did I say Vikings? Did I say Vikings? I gave them somebody good. I want to give them somebody to mess with them. Oh, they get another pick in this draft. The person I am giving them to Minnesota, it's my gift to Minnesota, would be the one and only, very, seems to be a very civil young man, a very well-mannered young man, holds himself with comportment and deals with adversity. His name? Brock Purdy. He would be their quarterback. And I don't want anybody going around saying that that's not the case, because that's going to be the case in this world. Okay, now, you're all hoping for a quick end, but it's not coming quickly. Nobody's arguing with me in the chat, so everybody must be agreeing. The Dallas Cowboys are here, and they're picking from Detroit a center, Frank Wow. That's the best I could say it. Just change the light, maybe. Yeah. Somebody's saying that they can still see me. All right. We will say that he is a top edge player. The Packers, Mahalta Jordan, another edge. Tampa Bay, the wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now that's pretty good. He really did have a great end of the season last year. So that was number 26. Now we go to 27. The Cardinals again. Through Houston. And I'm going to pick Puka Nascozi. I think is might be an edge runner too. Or maybe a receiver. Let me check. I have to check on that. Hold on. No, I can't check. Believe me, I don't know what he plays. He was on the Rams. It says here, edge rusher. Okay, he's an edge rusher. Not bad at all. And now we go to the Detroit Lions. He's a defensive. Rodgers Jason Brown. Defense for the Detroit Lions. And who is left for the Baltimores? Well, this player's name is Chakijang Madanta from Philadelphia. I believe he's an edge rusher, just as many of these are. There's nobody here? Somebody come here. Like and subscribe, would you, buddies? I'm pleased as punch to be on this show. You gotta be doing this. You have got to be liking and subscribing this. I know you're out there. I know it. Don't make me come through the computer. Eh? A little bit you could. And last but least not, the Kansas City Chiefs. And they are 11-6. And they would draft of those remaining the one and only A.J. Brown.